Wealth inequality, what to do about it. Today, we're diving into wealth inequality, one of the most powerful forces shaping our modern world. In this video, I'll explain what it is, why it matters, what's driving it, how it's evolving, and what you can do about it. Let's get into it. What is wealth inequality? Put simply, wealth inequality is the widening gap between the richest and poorest members of society. Traditionally, societies have been divided into three broad economic classes: the working class, the middle class, and the upper class. When wealth inequality worsens, the upper class accumulates the majority of wealth, while the middle class shrinks and the lower class struggles with poverty. In extreme cases, societies become deeply polarized, with a small elite controlling most of the assets and wealth, while the vast majority own very little or nothing at all. Unfortunately, we're now at a critical tipping point where inequality is becoming more severe than ever. Understanding this issue is crucial if you want to navigate the challenges ahead. So, why does wealth inequality matter? The consequences of rising wealth inequality are far-reaching, and they affect everyone, not just the poor. When the wealthiest individuals accumulate assets, such as real estate, stocks, and businesses, they compete to buy up more of them, driving up prices. This makes it increasingly difficult for the middle and lower classes to afford homes, investments, or business opportunities. Since these assets generate income, such as rental properties, stock dividends, or business profits, the rich keep getting richer at an accelerating rate, a phenomenon known as the wealth snowball effect. As the wealthy reinvest their money into high-yield assets, their fortunes grow exponentially. Meanwhile, those without assets struggle to keep up, as wages often fail to rise at the same time as asset prices. As the wealth gap widens, opportunities for upward mobility vanish, leaving those without wealth feeling trapped and disillusioned. This frustration can fuel rising crime, social unrest, and deepening resentment. Opportunistic politicians often exploit these grievances, redirecting blame onto scapegoats, such as immigrants or marginalized groups, to gain support. This cycle of fear and division leads to the radicalization of politics, where extreme rhetoric and populist movements thrive. As a result, society becomes increasingly unstable and polarized, further deepening economic and social turbulence. Another major factor contributing to inequality is government debt, and it's reaching historic levels. The US government is currently in debt by over $36 trillion. The UK government owes around £2.7 trillion. Who do governments owe this money to? It's mainly to bondholders, which include wealthy investors, banks, pension funds, and foreign governments. Because of this massive debt burden, governments have to pay enormous interest payments, which divert funds away from critical public investments like infrastructure, healthcare, and welfare programs. This disproportionately affects the lower and middle classes, who rely more on public services, while the wealthy continue to benefit from a system that favors asset ownership and financial investments. During COVID-19, government debt soared as countries borrowed heavily to fund stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, and healthcare costs. The US added over $5 trillion to its debt. Low interest rates made borrowing easier, but as inflation rose, central banks hiked rates, making debt repayment more expensive. In a nutshell, it worsened wealth inequality in the long run. There are numerous other factors contributing to wealth inequality, many of which are difficult to quantify. For instance, wealthy families are often able to provide their children with high-quality education, which sets them up for better-paying jobs and greater financial stability in adulthood. Additionally, many affluent individuals use offshore tax havens to shield their wealth, effectively moving money out of the country and avoiding taxes that could otherwise fund critical public services. These are just a few of the many complex factors at play. It's a nuanced issue, and I encourage you to explore it further on your own to get a fuller understanding. So, how is this likely to evolve in the coming decade? The trends suggest that without significant intervention, it's likely to get worse. Not only will wealth continue to concentrate in the hands of the few, but automation and AI are expected to displace many low and middle income jobs over the next decade. Jobs that remain will likely require advanced skills that are out of reach of those without access to higher education or specialized training. It's impossible to predict exactly what the political and policy implications of this will be, but one thing's for certain: we all need to prepare for some turbulent times. So, what can you do about it? The first thing is to remain vigilant and clear-eyed. Don't succumb to politicians trying to feed you easy answers about who's to blame, and don't believe them when they say they're going to be the ones who can easily fix it. This is not a problem that will be easily fixed by anyone, and don't succumb to resentment either. The rich aren't to blame for this. The vast majority of wealthy people are law-abiding citizens who are doing what's best for them and their families, which is a totally natural human instinct. The wealth inequality problem is inherent in the system, and it's happened plenty of times throughout history, leading to events such as the French Revolution, the Russian Revolution, and the Great Depression. Consider supporting political movements that have sensible, realistic, and most importantly, compassionate ideas for how to fix this. Don't get caught up in emotions, use your judgment. My second piece of advice is don't despair. With careful financial management, anybody can succeed. Do what you can to take control of your finances by understanding your income and outgoings, cutting out any unnecessary spending, and building a sustainable saving and investment plan. Put away a certain portion of your income each month for saving and investing. It doesn't have to be a lot. Something is always better than nothing. Put your savings in a high-interest savings account where they can accumulate interest, and regularly invest a proportion of your monthly income into low-cost index funds that will compound over time. Take a long-term view. It might not seem like it right now, but over the course of 10 or 20 years, you will have built up a healthy amount of capital. And finally, realize that in many ways, building wealth has never been easier. The rise of the internet has opened up countless opportunities, from online businesses and freelancing to investment platforms that allow anyone to start with small amounts of capital. Access to information is at our fingertips, enabling people to learn new skills, manage finances, and make informed investment decisions more easily than ever before. With low-cost index funds, crowdfunding platforms, and e-commerce tools, creating a profitable business or growing your wealth has become more accessible to a wider range of people, no matter what their background or financial starting point. It might take a lot of hard work and dedication, particularly if you're trying to build a business at the same time as having a full-time job. But don't give up. I believe in you. If you stay that course and have faith, you can make it. If you have any questions about any of this, put them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them for you. And please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.